the past simple tense. It's a rule of ED. We call it as the rule of ED because we add to the verb ED in the past form. The past simple is the past form of the verb. For example, I worked in Libya. Here we added to the verb work ED. Also in the other examples, she worked in Libya. Also we added ED to the verb. About the form of the past simple tense, here we use the subjunctive pronouns he, she, it, I, you, we, they. We use them a verb plus ed. So we add a verb, or we add to the verb ed. Okay, we add to the verb ed. Okay, as in opened, played, jumped. These are regular verbs. We have also some other types of verbs which are known as irregular, as did and went. Did is the past form of do, and went is the past form of go. Okay. Regular and irregular verbs. With most verbs, the past tense is formed by adding ed. So they are known as regular verbs. Okay. The base form here, okay, is called, and the past simple form of it is called. Like, the base form, the past is liked. Want is the base form, wanted is the past simple form. Work is the base form, and worked is the past simple form. But there are a lot of irregular past tense forms in English which do not accept adding ed in their formation. Okay. Here we need to know the difference between past tense verbs. Okay. We have regular as the first type, and the second type known as irregular. The regular verbs accept ed as in opened. We say the base form is opened, the past form is opened. Play is the base form, played is the past form. Okay, we add just ed. And also as in jump and jumped. Okay, but in the irregular form or irregular verbs, we do not, or even the irregular verbs do not accept ed. So the irregular verbs do not accept ed. So instead of adding ed to these verbs, we will change the form of the verb, as in the form of the verb to be, which include is. Is and are bases, okay, and the past form of them is was. From are, we have were. From drink, drunk. From go, went. So we call them as what? Irregular verbs. Why they are irregular? Because here we do not add what? ed. They do not accept ed. But in the regular forms, we'll find ed in the past forms. In the irregular forms again, we will not find ed at the end of the verb in the past form. Okay, so here are some of the common irregular verbs in English with their past tense forms. The base form here, the first column, okay, the second column includes what? The past simple form. We find P, as we mentioned, okay, before, is are from is. We have the past was, not ised, okay. Are is the base form, the past of it is were, without adding ed. Begin, begun. Break, broke. Bring, brought. Okay, etc. So, as we see here, we didn't add any ed to this past simple form. So, these verbs are known as what? As irregular verbs. The usage. The past simple is used to talk about first something that happened once in the past. So something that happened once, okay, only one time. Also for something that happened several times in the past, and also for something that was true for some time in the past. Okay, let's study them, or study the usage in details. We use the past tense to talk about something that happened once in the past, as when we say, I met my wife in 1999. That means you met her just one time, okay, once, okay, in this year. Okay. We went to Canada for our holidays. So here they went, okay, in the past. They got home very late last night. Also got. You cannot that met in the past of meet, went in the past of go, and got in the past of get. For the use of the past simple, also we use the past tense to talk about something that happened several times in the past. For example, when I was a boy, I walked a mile to school every day. Okay, so here I walked. That means something that happened several times in the past. When I was a boy, I walked a mile to school every day. Okay, so it happened several times. We swam a lot while we were on holiday. We swam a lot. That means more than one time. They always enjoyed visiting their friends. They always enjoyed visiting their friends. Okay, also happened more than one time. The third case of usage, we use the past tense to talk about something that was true for some time in the past. Something that was true for some time in the past. For example, I lived abroad for 10 years. Okay, it was true in the past. He enjoyed being a student. Enjoyed being a student. Okay, and she played a lot of tennis when she was younger. She played. So this is also true. So we have three true things here mentioned, and we have the form of past: lived from live, enjoyed from enjoy, played from play. Okay, I want you to think of these verbs. Okay, these are good examples for what? Regular verbs, because here we can note the ed at the end of the verbs. Okay, now let's think of the markers or adverbs of time. Here we have yesterday, ago, last night, last Tuesday, last Friday, last Saturday, last week, last month, last year, okay? And also in some year in the past, in 1983, in 1998, in 2019. So let's think of some examples. Yesterday, she her sister. The first, we can know the adverb of time, yesterday. Then we should think of what? The subject, she. When we say yesterday, that means we should add what? Ed to the verb. So she plus verb plus ed. She plus visit plus ed. So we should say she visited her sister. She visited her sister. Yesterday, she visited her sister. So here we should say, after we see the subject, they play plus ed. They played football match 2 days ago. Yes. They played football match 2 days ago. Excellent. The last one, I to set last Monday. We have the verb go. Since there is last, we should think of adding ed or using the past form of the verb. So let's think first of the subject. The subject is I. The verb, is it regular or irregular? Go is irregular verb. So the past of go is when. So we say, I went to CERT last Monday. Yes, I went to CERT last Monday. So how to make past simple negative form? We use didn't, which means did not, to make negatives. With what? With the past simple. Didn't plus base verb. So let's think of the form, okay? They, the subject, plus didn't plus the base form of the verb go is go. So they didn't go to Egypt, and it is a negative form. I didn't see you yesterday. I didn't see you yesterday. How to make past simple questions? We use did to make questions with the past simple. So the form will be like this. Did first, with all the subjects, did plus the subject or even the subjective pronouns or even the noun, did plus the subject plus the base form without adding anything to what? To the verb here. So let's think of some example. Did he play tennis? We use did, then the subject he, then play without adding anything. Okay. Did he play tennis? Did you meet your teacher? Did, in the form of the question, plus use the subject, and then meet is the main verb, okay, or the base form of the verb. Did you meet your teacher? Okay. Now let's think of some practice, okay, this part, okay, of questions and negative forms. You, the match yesterday, here we have do and watch. Since we are talking about yesterday, that means here is better to use did. Did here, did you what? Watch without adding anything to the verb, to the base verb. Watch is the base verb. So did you watch the match yesterday? The second example, Khalid ... with us last Friday. Here we have do not. That means we should use a negative form. And here we have the main verb, play. So since there is last Friday, that means we should use the ed form, the past simple form. And we should think of the subject, Khalid. And Khalid can be replaced with he. Okay. After he, in the past simple, we should think of played, okay, regularly. But here in this form, he wants us, or even the writer wants us to use the negative form. So since it's a past simple form, we should think of the past of do, which is did. We think of did plus not. Didn't play. Khalid didn't play with us last Friday. So this is our sentence. Khalid didn't play with us last Friday. Okay, that's all about our lesson of today, past simple tense. See you inshallah next week in some new lesson, and goodbye.